Hello everyone, welcome back to Landric Plays and the Darkest Dungeon. Last episode we went on another dungeon run, we came back with another full party, so we've yet to lose a single person actually, so we're doing alright. This week we've got one good week, so this time leaving a hero idle will give them plus 33% stress healed, so that's not a bad incentive to leave some of these people with a little bit of stress. We'll leave them behind this time, I think. What else can we do now that we're back in town? Did we come up with enough deeds to upgrade anything else? Oh, that's the guild, we don't need deeds for that. Let's see. So we could get the next level of armor smithing as well, or we could get the furnace that will make all our next upgrades a little bit cheaper. I think because we've already got the weapon smithing, I'm going to get the furnace, just so that next time...
A stronger shield. Anything to prolong a soldier's life.
Yes. So next time I upgrade something, it'll be a little bit cheaper. Can't upgrade the armor yet, but you know, that's not such a problem yet. In fact, I don't think I've actually... Yeah, it doesn't look like I've actually managed to upgrade anyone's weapons yet, so maybe I won't do that this time. What else do we need to do before we headed off? Oh, that's right, Mussart here. He's got a disease, that little sort of green blob in the corner, so let's take a look at him. In fact, he's got two diseases. So we could put him in... I was going to say we could put him in the sanatorium, but if we leave him idle, he'll get some stress relief. But he's actually sitting on 0 stress right now, because I think we got the free stress heal in the hamlet last episode. Good. So if we pop him in the medical ward, can we cure both at once? No, we can only cure one at a time. Okay. So minus 20% max HP, or minus 75% bleed resist, minus 10% max. Okay, we'll get rid of the red plague first, and we'll probably get rid of the red plague, the bad humans, rather straight after. Okay. So that's him done. Is there anything else we want to do while we're here? We've got quite a lot of money, but that's not really good for upgrading any of these things. Our roster's full. Can we spend those last 4 deeds on? No, we still need some more deeds. Okay. So yeah, we could like put some of these people into stress relief, but as they get a bonus 33% just for sitting around being idle, why spend the money? We'll just leave them. We'll just leave them behind. They can kick back, relax. I'm sure everything will be all right. Oh, okay. Where do we go to next? We could go straight back to the Warrens and do a long mission, which does give us some deeds. You could do a skirmish skirmish mission. Sorry, a short skirmish mission. There we go, which gives us some crests and some stuff. Another veteran mission, which we don't really have the experience for yet, and another short mission for some. I think we're going to go for the long mission. Gives us a bloody herb, which is for plague doctors, and it's an uncommon one as well. It looks, wow, that actually looks really good. We might have to grab that. And it gives us, again, the deeds that we need. It'll give us enough for just another upgrade and a reasonable amount of gold. So, because this is so I'll clear this. Because this is a medium-sized mission, I think I want to take probably our strongest party. We'll take Reynold, Dismas. Who else? Plague Doctor, we'll go for the usual suspects again. Could go for a Jester actually. Bleed skills do us quite well in the Warrens. And you know, I think I might actually replace this battle ballad. Sorry, this Dirk Stab with the battle ballad over here. So two sort of offensive skills, 2 buffs. Or actually maybe this... Oh no, this solo moves us right to the front, because it moves us forward 3. No, I think I'll leave it like that for now. But we'll get you a little bit of experience as well. And... we could bring Tangsok, our Vestal, but I think we're going to bring... Oh no, we've not changed your skills around yet. We'll have to do that later. Who else have we got? Have we not got any others? Okay, so we would want to swap this out for the Divine Comfort Party Heal, I think. Alright, let's go and do that, and then we'll upgrade everyone's weapons. So, where are we? Put you in there just so I don't forget. We'll go back here, go to the guild, put you in, and Divine Comfort. Make sure that's locked in, so we cancel that. Add this one. We've got the 2 backline skills, the 2 backline heals. And then we're going to go through our roster. Sort of activity. And not back into the guild. We are probably going to put them, just give them some slightly better weapons. So there we go. So upgrade his sword. Upgrade the flintlock and the rusty blade. Upgrade her mace. And Ballad's sickle and loot. There we go. Best defense, good offense and all that. Right, so we're going to provision up. So, because this is a medium quest, we have a stack of firewood, and at some point in the dungeon we can activate this item, and we can use it to rest. We'll sit down, we'll eat some food, we'll use some of those camp skills that we've not had a look at yet. And yeah, we'll sort of heal up, we'll get to use some of those skills, and hopefully they'll affect our stress levels and sort of healing and things like that. Will give us a little buff halfway through. Does mean, however, we're going to take a lot more food. I'm going to take 12, which might be a little low actually, but you know, we'll wing it. We'll see how we go. Take a couple of shovels. So the map is going to be much larger this time. So we definitely want sort of like more backups, so more shovels, more skeleton keys. I might even take a 3rd shovel. I don't think I will. I think I'll leave it as 2. I'll take some bandages. And all of these provisions are going to leave us less room for treasure until we use them up. But, you know, we've got to balance that about having enough people left to carry treasure out with them. So we've got the Warren. The Warren's is full of disease and blight in equal measure. Come prepared to deal with sickness. Yeah, I probably should have bought some anti-venom instead of bandages, but, you know, we'll see how we get on. We've been doing okay so far.
They breed quickly down there in the dark, but perhaps we can slay them even faster.
So this isn't too bad a dungeon. It's still relatively linear, but we do start halfway along it, so we're probably going to have to go back this way and then backtrack all the way back down, because we have to complete 100% of room battles, and there's almost certainly one in this branch. So we'll go down here. We'll probably come a bit forwards. Maybe we'll camp here, and we'll see how we do. Okay. You guys are more resistant to blight than bleed, so I'm glad I've got my my 2 sort of bleeders here. I think we're going to try and focus our damage though. We don't want to spread it out. We're going to pile it all onto this guy. Same with Dismas. So a little bit of extra damage, but a little bit more bleed. Oh, he did resist that bleed actually. A little face on the drum. It's these little details like about the characters that I really like about this game. Okay, so we could try and finish this guy off before he gets a hit in. I think that's probably what I'm going to do. Is that enough? Yeah, he's going to bleed out now, right? Yeah. Good, we resist that blight.
The weapon that cuts on its own.
Maybe we'll get a stun off on somebody. There's no point, like, in fact we could do a party heal and just like top off those last little bits, but if we can get a stun on this guy, it'll stop him damaging us, and better yet, dealing more stress.
Clear. We require only the strength to follow it.
So same as before, we'll just stack up some more damage and some bleed on this guy. Let's see, you're stunned and you're going to take 3 damage on your turn, so actually I'm going to focus on this carrion eater at the front. Bam, there we go.
Cleansed from our lands.
And now hopefully, there we go, we finish him off as well. That was a pretty good first fight.
So too will resistance.
Got another torch, we've got some treasure, pretty good. Now, we remember what this moonshine barrel does. Use some herbs and we get a little buff. There we go, 30% damage until we camp. So that until we camp is actually going to be important for this medium dungeon, because that is going to wear off at some point. So we'll probably try and leave camping as late as we can just to keep that around. Let's see what these books have to say. As oh dear, 25 stress for nothing. Not fantastic. But we got a surprise on these guys, so you know, on balance, could be worse. These guys are relatively low health, and because we've got them surprised, I'm tempted to spread my damage out here a little bit. Do something like this. Oh, okay, that's not great. In that case, I think I'll focus my damage on this guy. There we go. And then we'll try and finish one of these off. Try and finish you off. Ooh, another crit, lovely. I don't know if you even had any stress to remove, but oh, you will do now. Okay. Oh, and again, straight away. I'm pretty sure these little guys have very high speed. Speed 8. Let's compare that to us. What have we got? Speed 4. Yeah, not fantastic. And you're going next out of all of my guys. Bam! Another crit. So we might not be the fastest, but we do have some good crit chance. We've got some rubies. Fantastic. They're worth a lot of money.
Clearly in view.
Warrior's Bracer.
Is it merely a trick of the light?
So let's see. You've got Book of Intuition, so you've got -1 speed, -20% chance of being surprised. That's pretty good. You've got 20% blight resist, -2 dodge. I'm tempted to get... Actually, what have you got right now? You've got nothing. So I'll tell you what, I'll give you this to you. We'll keep as many trinkets in our party as we can. Let's take a look at this journal page. Journal of Darius, a Highwayman, part 2 of 6. I don't know if we've seen part 1 of 6 already or another part of this. Anyway, day 4. The road to this damned hamlet was a tricky one, both to find and to travel. When it revealed its ruined face, I swore I had never seen such neglect. Some buildings had collapsed, and uncaring residents fidgeting uselessly. I went swiftly to the tavern. Others with similar interest had gathered there, and I was assembled into an expedition. We leave at first light on the morrow. So I think this is one of our ancestors' expeditions, trying to fix some of the damage that has been done.
These tunnels predate even the earliest settlers.
And we're following along in his footsteps. Good. So I'm surprised we've not actually seen a single room battle yet. Hopefully the scout would reveal both of these rooms, but we'll take what we can get. So it's possible that actually none of these rooms have a battle in them, and we've come all this way for nothing, but I bet that there's got to be one in this last one. Oops, almost walked straight into a trap, so you've got 70% to disarm. Okay, we'll just use you straight away. Gives you a nice little bit of stress relief. Perfect. Hunger event? Already? That's a little bit sooner than I'd like.
The match is struck. A blazing star is born.
Get Dismas a nice little buff as well. 30% damage on him. It's fantastic. Okay, so empty room, but do we get a scout? No. So we're going to have to go and check this one just in case. I mean, we could have gone the other way first. But I'll be very surprised if there's not.
Lie in wait. Unsprung and thirsting for blood.
Do we gamble on the books? I don't think we do. Maybe we'll do it on the way back, who knows. Ah, okay, good. There was a battle here. We didn't come all this way for nothing. And hopefully now we'll just be able to wipe these guys out because they're surprised, so... We're not going to wipe them out if you do that, Dismas, come on. Start pulling your weight. We've got important stuff to do. And he resisted the bleed too, that's not fantastic. Okay, let's see if we can do some damage to this front guy. Or deal 12 to both of them, okay. Can't stun this guy right at the back, which is a shame. I'm going to try and stun this guy. So it won't... Ooh, didn't even get the stun off. So Reynold is actually stacking up stress relatively quickly, so we want to try and minimise his if we can.
Back to the pit.
So we've got a little bit of a problem now that... Okay, that debuff, we don't really care about that. But all of these corpses at the front are actually going to stop, I think, everyone except Dismas dealing any damage to this guy. So... I kind of want to do some damage to these corpses, but I'm actually going to go for the party heal and just get a little bit of that topped up so it doesn't get dragged down too much. There we go, we'll just target this one for now. It starts bleeding. Good. Get that out of the way. So Dismas still won't be able to reach... sorry, the Reynold here, our Crusader, won't be able to reach them still. But everyone else can now. There we go.
Give them no quarter.
Ooh, what's this? Knight's Crest. 10% max HP. Highwayman only. 2% crit, 5% stress, minus 3% virtue. So does that mean... So he gets more crit chance, but everything else is bad? Okay, so we grab those. But we don't have enough space now to take these with us, so we can either just leave them, or we can try and shift things around. In fact, we can just shift the torches like that. There we go. But we can also... Where are we? So I'm going to take this... I'm going to swap this Knight's Crest for this book here. I'm going to pass that down along to you. And... almost against my better judgment, I'm going to give you this. I don't suppose I can give you... No. Okay. So what have we got here? An oddly assembled dining table. There might still be scraps of food around. So I reckon we could just search this normally. But, I don't know, we're already stacking up. Let's just go for it. Ah, dear. So I had a chance of blighting us. We resisted, which is alright, but I'd much rather have gotten some extra food, because if we get a couple more food events we might actually be in trouble. I think camping we have the chance to have double rations, which gives us a much better boost, but we're not even going to get that far if this runs out. So yeah, I think I actually didn't bring enough food. That could be a problem. So I'm actually definitely going to try pushing camping back as far as we can. Though I don't know if eating when you camp sort of resets that hunger timer. It might be better to do it sort of... It might be better to do it a little bit sooner rather than later. Oh. Moot point. There goes the last of our food. This makes things a bit tricky. It means we're definitely going to have to try and scavenge some from one of those curios. Okay, are we back to the start yet? No, not quite. If we get another hunger event, we are going to be in trouble because they're going to take damage and stress. And Reynolds looking a little bit peaky. Alright. Unknown territory again. What's this? Cult scrawling. Scrawling's written on what looks like stretched and tanned human flesh. Well, let's see if we can purge evil and restore purity. The hero feels wrong. Minus 20 dodge until camp. That is not purging evil. That is... Oh, okay. Fine. We're going to have to deal with that. So what have we got? We've got a Doomsayer, who is just going to generate a ton of stress. We've got this guy, this wretch, who's going to generate a ton of stress as well. And we've got these slashers, who've got some protection. So we want to stack up some bleeds on these guys. Let's go for that first. See if we can take this guy out before he acts. Good.
Executed with impunity.
That saves us a little bit of damage at least. Let's see if we can score a hit there. No, no luck. So he's gonna attack. Didn't do any bleed damage, I was expecting it to. Let's stun this guy. I'm actually less worried about damage than I am about these stress damage. But we'll try and stack up some there, so yeah. He's dying on his next turn. I don't think either of these guys has any sort of healing magic. We can't lay down another stun on you, so we might just go for a judgment. Okay, so far so good. And we'll just go for... Actually, yeah, now would be an excellent time to use this. I should have been using that sooner, actually. I sort of forgot we had it.
Slowly, gently. This is how a life is taken.
Okay, why are you... Does this give you... No, it doesn't reduce your chance to hit or anything, you're just being rubbish. Well, to be fair, he's not missing, they're dodging, so... okay, he's got a dodge of 20, is that high? Oh yeah, you've got a dodge of 0 because of reasons.
Continue the onslaught. Destroy.
You've got a dodge of 11. Yeah, that's partly because your trinket's bringing it down. So yeah, this guy actually does have a relatively high dodge, or it looks that way. I think... you're not going to be able to reach, you're not going to be able to do much. Maybe you'll stun him though, so I'm going to take this time to sort of lay down some more stress heals. Let's try for the stun. Yeah, 10% stun resist. So 90% chance to get it, there we go. I mean, if you've ever played XCOM, you know that a 90% chance fails 90% of the time. But we were lucky this time. There we go. We'll lay down some more damage. So he's stunned. In fact, he'll die on his next turn. So I'm tempted to sort of waste time. In fact, yeah, I can sort of save... Oh, he's already moved. Okay, never mind then. I should have used the stress heal. Oh well. 2 more gels, some more stuff.
This expedition at least promises success.
Let's have a look at these. The Blackest of Fates, 2 of 5. It's a shame you don't get these in order, but you know, maybe we'll go through it at some point and piece it all together. In the same instant we found ourselves in a place of suffocating dark, facing a creature that defies description and whose recollection causes my quill to jump and shudder. It is merciful only fragments of our battle remain in my psyche. I see Kerbert hacking at the quivering appendages of the monster. I recall how a piece of its flesh sloughed off and of its own twisted accord sprang onto Bolin, piercing her stout plate. The occultist, as if to offer himself as tribute, was torn apart by its writhing limbs. You know what, I'm sure it's probably nothing. You know, people, you know, getting a bit worked up over nothing. There's probably nothing down there. It's fine. Blood-soaked pages torn from a gel. Okay, more failed expeditions. The wound is starting to fester. The flesh around it is grey, flaking and ridged, almost scale-like. As I write this, my breathing has taken on a hollow timbre and is more laboured. My compatriots are laughing and tell me not to worry. It's just the salt mist in the air that pervades these caverns. Scales, eh? Well, those sea misty caverns are full of some scaly monsters. Maybe this is where they came from. Let's hope our guys don't end up that way. So we could try and get another buff from this barrel, but I kind of want to save our medicinal herbs for another one of those tables. Because like I say, otherwise we're going to run out of food, we're going to be in trouble. Normally I'd have probably camp here. Yeah, here, or okay, maybe here. So if we're lucky, these curios will give us enough food to camp, and then we can camp here. Get you to disarm all of these traps in our way, which will burn off some of your stress actually, so that's very lucky we got the scout chance. So we did get a hunger event. So we eat nothing, we take 20% damage plus stress. Ooh.
The requirements of survival cannot be met on an empty stomach.
So if that happens, we're not touching this again. Or, well, hang on. If using a trinket on it caused it to turn evil, what happens if we... Let's try it. Nope, okay. We just don't touch those. I'm glad I didn't... Alright. So, we're getting a bit of a beating. We're definitely taking a lot of stress. We'll definitely need to put these guys into, you know, the Abbey or wherever when we get out. But their health isn't suffering too much. It's only really the hunger that's taking its toll right now. Nope. Gonna ignore that as well. How good are we on torches? We've only got 5 torches left. Okay, we've got another scout, so let's see if there's... Okay, so there's a battle there, and a battle there. So this could actually be... We might not even need to camp at all. I think we go for another... We go to this room, hope this curio is something we can eat, or there's some like food in this treasure room, and then we camp. And if not, we just sort of risk it. And we do this whole thing without actually ever camping. Ah, dear, another... Okay, that's getting very bad now. And now we don't have their... So we don't have the holy water to cleanse this. I'm going to risk it anyway, just in case there's some food in there. Is there food in there? 2 food.
Gold, trinkets and baubles.
Only half of you are going to starve.
For in blood.
So that's okay. Please let there be some food in here. Oh dear. This is what I get for skimping on food and things. Don't do that in future. Gotta make sure I... Oh dear. Gotta make sure I bring more than enough. Whew, okay. That helps. So the less damage we take now, the more damage we can afford to take from hunger. God, I can't find the words today. I'm just too angry at myself for not bringing enough food. And and they're going to take more stress. And a disease, that's pretty poor.
Injury and despondence set the stage for heroism or cowardice.
You've got a disease as well now, and a bunch. So this was all going so well at the start, and then it absolutely unravelled. Oh god, and you're going to go again. At least they're sort of spreading it out. If they'd all focused on Reynold, we would be in much bigger trouble. Okay, that crit's nice. Burns off a party-wide stress a little bit. You're going to get to go, which is... oh, hooker. You're going to get on Death's Door, aren't you?
Terrible vistas of emptiness reveal themselves.
Okay, so he's back on Death's Door, which is a whole bunch of debuffs. So we're going to buff you up as much as we can. So you definitely can't die on the next turn, so that's fine. You're definitely going to die on the next turn. 18 damage, make sure you're dying on this turn too. Good. I kind of hope... So what I'm going to do now is... So you're definitely dead on your next turn. I'm going to hope you actually end up going closer to last. I'm going to just focus this corpse and hope we can get some actual healing or some stress healing. Like this. It's only a little bit, but it just brings it down, hopefully enough. Okay, a bunch of treasure. Another spare shovel, which might come in useful. Unlock strongbox. No food. And we're actually out of room for that. What do I leave behind then? I've not used any bandages. I don't think any of them have done a bleed attack either. And deeds are way more valuable to me than the bandages right now. So shift click to discard, there we go. So we only have to do this next room, that's it. I'm tempted to heal now and sort of clear these debuffs. But I'm worried that will actually cause enough damage that Dismas will be on Death's Door as soon as we finish.
As the light gains purchase, spirits are lifted, and purpose is made clear.
I'm going to risk it. I'm going to use this.
A moment of respite. A chance to steel oneself against the coming horrors.
So we take oh, okay, good. So we've got half rations, which means we don't heal, but we don't take any stress. So if we'd had nothing, it'd be 20% HP and 15 stress again. If we'd given full rations, it'd be plus 10% HP, and if we'd had sort of double rations, we'd actually have burned off some stress. But you know what, I'll take it. Half rations is fine. Hopefully that's going to reset the sort of the internal hunger timer, which means we won't get another hunger event walking between this room and the last room. And now we actually have 12 hours, if you like, to rest, to recoup, and use some of these skills. So let's take a look at them. Let's start with Columbia's. So she's got a pep talk, so we can reduce some stress for the next 4 battles. We can bless, which will give somebody a buff. And we can cast Sanctuary, which prevents nighttime ambushes. Heals mortality. If they've got a mortality debuff like this, they'll heal 50% and remove 25. That sounds fantastic. I think we're definitely going to do that regardless. So that costs 4 hours, if you like. It costs that. So hopefully we're protected from nighttime ambushes now. Dismas is healed a bunch and reduces some stress. That is fantastic. So we can't reuse that. It's a sort of one-use thing. We can only use it once per camp. So where are we? Ballad has got pep talk, same as before. Turn back time. 1 companion minus 30% stress. If afflicted, minus 15% stress. So I think afflicted is when their stress fills up and they break and they can become afflicted or get a virtue. And we've only seen virtue so far, but I'm tempted to use that on Reynold because he's got the most stress damage accumulated at the minute. Or we can do mockery. So all companions take minus 20 stress apart from 1 companion who takes 20 stress. So we basically make fun of somebody and everyone else finds it funny and they find it less funny. Bit of a gamble. I'm not sure it's... I mean, we reduce 60 stress overall, right? And in return for 20. Maybe not be the best idea. So what have we got? We've got wound care, so heal 15%. Might be worthwhile. Remove bleeding and blight. Clean guns. Self only. So it gives you a buff to your range skills, which we're not really using. We're using the scatter shot a bit, but mostly we're focusing on your blades. Prevents nighttime ambush again. Lower chance of being surprised, and higher chance of surprising monsters. We've only got one battle left. It's only a 20% chance, I'm not sure we need to. Maybe if we've got some time left over though. You can encourage, so minus 15% stress. One companion, minus 15% stress. Whoa, hang on, remove mortality debuffs from target. So this mortality debuff, even though we're not on death's door right now, is still causing a whole ton of debuffs, so we're going to use that straight away. So actually, it's lucky that was there, because it meant we got the extra buff from, what was that skill? From Sanctuary, and then we can just remove it. So Dismas is suddenly in really, really good shape. Now what I really want is somebody to give Reynold a bit of a pep talk. So he can't encourage himself, so we're going to have to get... We can use Dismas to turn back time, minus 30 stress, I think. Is that the best one we can do? How long does that cost? That costs 3, which means we have 1 left over. Words are like weapons, they win sometimes. It's true. But, you know, so do actual weapons, and they're the ones I'm more worried about right now. So we've got 1 left, but none of our skills cost 1, so we're just going to go get some rest. We're out of firewood, we must steel ourselves for a push toward the end. I like the fact that our party sort of talk to each other. And I like that they're sort of... They're sort of generated based on the mood. So if they've all taken a lot of stress, they'll talk about how horrible things are. If it's closer to the start of the dungeon, they'll talk about how they're ready to face the dangers beyond and things like that. Okay, get a little bit of loot. Good. So torches I think we were about right on. Ooh, what's this? A knife board, a rack of blades, covered in fresh blood. I don't think medicinal herbs will help here, but they're all we've got, so we might as well give it a try. Had no effect. Okay. Oh well, we know for next time. And there's a battle. Here we are. Not surprised, which is a bit of a shame. Drums of Doom again. So, see, I'm glad we burnt off a little bit of stress. I'm feeling a lot better than I was before we camped, though. Start stacking up some bleed on you again. And we could try and just kill this guy in one shot. We'd have to be very unlucky not to. Or we could get lucky and kill this guy in one shot, who I'm slightly more worried about. But I think I'm going to try and kill that in one shot. Just because we've got more chance of doing that. And if Ballard gets lucky and deals enough damage here and stacks up another bleed... Ooh. Close but no cigar. But, you know, he's doomed next turn. Ooh, that looked painful. And it stacked up some bleed. Quite a lot of bleed, actually, so... We can't cure the bleed, but we can just... We can just sort of push some of your blood back in and hope that helps. So, open vein, no point doing that on you. I think we just take a pot shot at you. I'll try and take you out of it.
Maintain the offensive.
Oh, now we get full food. Of course we do.
English horrors, brought low and driven into the mud.
So this is definitely the last battle that we have to do. We could take a look at these curators afterwards, but as soon as we step in here, we can leave. So what I'm going to do is actually just spend all of this food right now. And try and just make them as healthy as possible before this final fight. It's 3 carrion eaters. What is the worst that could happen? This will be fine. See, 15 damage across the board straight away. Might even kill them before they get a single attack. Oh, well, you know, spoke too soon. But no, this will be fine. Yeah, there we go. Okay, again, you're stuck at the back, which isn't fantastic, so let's We'll just use your turn healing. 1 is not what I was hoping for. I could have gone for a 2 or a 3 would have been a lot nicer there. So I can actually use this time to burn off some stress while we're here. We're probably going to put Reynold back in wherever it is. One of the stress reduction places like the tavern. But this burns some of it off for free, though it does mean he got an extra turn and we took extra across the board, so maybe it wasn't the best idea. Maybe I should have attacked one of these corpses while I had the chance. Do we get any stress relief for critting a corpse? No, probably too much to hope for. There we go. Now you're back in range, we can drop a stun on you. Hopefully that'll stop you doing any more stress to our party. Just in the nick of time as well. There we go. And some more food. Brilliant.
These nightmarish creatures can be felled. They can be beaten.
So we've finished the quest. We've beaten all of the room battles. I'm going to take just a quick look at these 2 curios. I'm not going to... okay. That's right, you're a kleptomaniac, so occasionally you're just going to steal stuff.
If only treasure could staunch the flow of otherworldly corruption.
Yeah, you stole 50 gold and a key. I'm not that bothered. If there were some heirlooms in there, I'd be very upset. But we got 100 gold, that's fine. Let's get out of here. And let's take some more food next time, Jesus.
Their confidence is shaken.
Okay, so we got 4,500 gold for that. The deeds, which are... This is just what we wanted. And we got a pretty good trinket as well. Sold off some of our spares. Ironically, we had spare food at the end of that. For some more gold, and we got a whole bunch more crests. Yeah, a whole bunch more crests, wow. So we did pick up some illnesses on the way, that's right, so we're going to have to put them in for treatment. So we might want to expand the sanatorium next time. What have you got? -1 crit. Plus stress damage versus unholy. So at some point we are going to have to go through and maybe remove some of these negative quirks. Mostly I tend not to bother because they just stack up so fast it's very difficult to get rid of them. But some of them are particularly bad. So this one I'm not too worried about. It depends. It maybe will not take you to the ruins as much. But we probably will, and we'll just soak up the stress cost. But things like -1 crit or minus max health are really tricky for us to deal with. 50% disease resist is alright. You've all got some XP. In fact, you're very close to leveling up, aren't you? Good. So, I think we're going to wrap up here. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.